Good morning. Can everyone hear me okay?
Judge Robert Frisch, I can hear you.
Hi, Mr. Frisch. How are you this morning?
Thank you, Judge. I'm fine.
Good. Okay, we only have about four matters on the dismissal docket today, so we may have one other person joining us, but let's get started. This is the dismissal docket for the 95th Judicial District Court. I'm going to start out with the Quest Trust Company versus Reyes. It's DC 22-05907. Is someone here on the Quest Trust Company matter?
Your Honor, that's me, Robert Frisch.
Okay, let me pull this up. I know we've discussed this a couple times, I know, haven't we?
Yeah, we now have a service has been completed. We have a motion for default judgment on file.
I do see that. Thank you very much for your response to this. And anything further?
No, Your Honor, just need to, since it's liquidated damages, I talked to the clerk. She seemed to think that the judge would just take it under submission, so I have not requested a hearing. If you think I should request one, then I guess I need to do that.
No, if, remind me again, let me see, I'm looking at my notes here. Looks like we've had substitute service. Let me see what I've got down here. Motion substitute service. Okay.
All that was accomplished.
Yeah. Okay, let me look at it. I don't think we'll need to have a hearing. We're doing a lot of these by submission. So if I see a need for any other evidence, I'll just get back with you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. You may be dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sorry, but this computer's awfully slow today for some reason. Let me try this. Okay, while we wait for the computer to catch up, let me just go with my paper docket. Encore Electric, this is cause number DC 22-04753. Is someone here on the Encore Electric versus Ramirez case? Okay. Let's now go to 4 Geeks Technology versus Transmit.
Good morning, Your Honor. John Dubiel for the plaintiff.
Hi, Mr. Dubiel. Yeah, I think we've had several conversations on this as well, right?
We have.
Okay.
So
my computer is not working right now, so I can't go back and look into my notes, but tell me what's going on with this case.
So the last we spoke, it was in the process. I had initially attempted service on the Delaware service company, but had the wrong address. I attempted service at the physical address. That was returned. Contacted the service company, got their address for service, filed an amended petition or sought a new citation, attempted service again through the Secretary of State. That was pending the last time we spoke. I spoke with the Secretary of State yesterday. And I thought that would be a pretty straightforward, simple service, as it should be, because I talked to the service company and had a good address. The Secretary of State told me that the documents were delivered on November 12th. That might not be right. November. But they didn't get a signature. And the Secretary of State told me when they lately, and they've been doing over 100 per week, they told me, the service department, that they're not getting signatures on these USPS services. So they are sending me back a quote return, but the return's not going to list anybody specific that signed for this on behalf of the service company in Delaware. So I don't think that's going to be sufficient for me to move forward with the motion for summary judgment. It's the problem that I think I might have with the court, even though certainly the defendant's got notice now. So I guess if that's not going to be sufficient for the court, then I guess my only other option is to hire a private server, since I know that I've got a good address. But I can't think of anything else to do
Let me
with
ask you this
service.
question. Now, the Secretary of State said the documents were served, but no one signed for the documents?
Correct. Delivered. Were their words delivered to the service company on November 22nd.
So do you have a document from the Secretary of State that said they were delivered?
I do not. They were prepared. They told me yesterday they were going to prepare it and mail it out this week.
Okay. Why don't you submit that? I'm not, I'm gonna have to check with the rules, but I think service upon the Secretary of State is effective service, whether or not someone signed for it or not. But why don't you submit that documentation that the Secretary of State has served the documents, the petition upon the defendant, and file that with the court, and let me look at that. And what I would do is I would go in and file a motion for a motion for default judgment with that. After I check to make sure that if that's sufficient service, then we will consider a motion for default.
Great. Excellent. I will do that. Thanks, Your Honor.
And when can you have that done, Mr. DeVille?
I can get it done within a day. I'll seek an affidavit to attach to the motion this week, assuming that I get that back from. So, if you're going to reset this for 2 weeks, I'll be ready.
Okay, I'm going to set it for 2 weeks. Get the document from the Secretary of State filed along with your motion for default. Okay.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I'm out of town the 23rd through the 26th.
Okay.
Can you just do any other date? I'm sorry. Any other date than those?
Well, the 95th docket is usually on a Tuesday, and the judge likes me to handle that docket. How about let's set it for next week?
That should be enough. That might be tight, Your Honor, but I'll have the documentation at least. At least I can file the return before then.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll set it for next week.
I'm sorry. I can file the motion and the well. No, I guess I can't. If I don't get it back from the Secretary of State this week.
Yeah, if you get that back, see if you can get it filed as soon as you can, and then we'll rediscuss it on the 17th.
I'll do it. Thanks so much, Your Honor.
Sure. Anything further?
That's it.
Okay, you may be dismissed. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Smith, I take it you're here on Burlington?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, my computer is still loading, so tell me what's going on with this case. Let me see what my notes here say. I can't get to... Okay. What's going on with this case? I sure it was filed on August the 8th of last year.
Yes, we made a couple attempts to serve the registered agent at their location, and we were not able to serve them. And so we went ahead and served the Secretary of State in November. They're telling us that it takes about 90 days to get the Whitney certificate. So we're still
90 days?
90, yes, Your Honor. So we're still looking at probably early February for when we would get that back.
Okay, do you have documentation showing that the Secretary of State was served?
Yes,
Have you filed that with the court?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me see here. I don't see that. I show that on November 30th, you had a return of service for the unexecuted citation against Eli Courier. I do not show where you served the Secretary of State.
We should have filed our letter requesting service with the Secretary of State in November.
Let me see here. Okay, I don't see it.
Okay, I'll make sure that gets filed.
Okay, I'm gonna put this on the docket for next week. I need to see that document, okay?
Okay, yes,
Anything
sir.
further?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
You may be dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you.